Hey, what's up traders? The FX Hunter here with weekly Forex forecast for the 27th November. So let's start with the dollar index as usual, but this time I will not use COT data because it wasn't updated by the SEC. Probably because there was a Thanksgiving day or whatever, simply they didn't publish the data. Anyway, let's look to the dollar and we can see it has arrived into the monthly zone and as well the weekly zone. I was pointing this time ago that I'm expecting some reaction in here, and it actually happened. On the daily we had this reaction from this middle band, and 4 hours so we could see this perfect break structure, break of this and reaction on this supply zone. So dollar has made some pullback. Does it mean it's a trend reversal? Does it mean that the dollar will fall down like this? We don't know it yet, but what will probably happen is we will be getting something like a little bit drop, and then we have this weekly trend line here. So you know it still can move higher, doing something here, because the banks still have big positions and they simply need to offload them if they will want to take the price down, right? If they will want to break above this zone, they will probably take it down with some pullback, which could be just in this demand zone, and it could continue higher. So we will see, but it's not any clear anyhow right now what's the future for the dollar. Important is we have reached monthly, weekly zones, and they are at least make the markets some pullback. So expecting it to slowly move lower. Let's move to the next one. It's a euro as well, with the perfect confluence reaching the monthly zone and the weekly zone, which was as well expected. On the daily we have the reaction. Here we had the perfect trade. I actually posted in my Telegram channel where I just expected based on the reaction on this monthly, on this weekly, monthly and the daily, I expected just the break of this trend line and entry on the retracement, and it gave us above the 100 pips. So I think many of my followers took this trade. I'm still actually holding this position, but we are now reaching this daily zone, right? So that could be some little bit pullback maybe into this zone, and then we could go even higher. Okay, so that's for the euro. Next one is Swiss franc. Swiss franc, not much clear. What actually happening here? We still have on this monthly this trend line holding the price lower, right? On the weekly, still this supply zone being tested a couple times. Maybe it will break up later. We don't know it yet. What happened here? Again, we had this correction back down into the demand zone, right? So the demand zone could be actually taking the price higher. On this 4 hours chart, we had another perfect trade where I've been calling for this break, this pullback, and the short down. It was working nicely. Amazing trade. Next one is a pound. Pound is still weak, and I'm thinking we need to reach this zone, right? So on the monthly, it's still room to drop to the 132. On the weekly, we already getting into the zone, but if you look to the daily, still here is this trend line, and still even we touching this zone, I think we still need to, we have this room to visit this bottom of this channel, and still this trend line keeping it lower. So I'm thinking that on the 4 hours, this level is actually in perfect confluence with this level on this monthly, right? So still some pullback and drop lower is possible for the pound. Next one is Aussie. Aussie still has a room to drop into this weekly zone, as I'm expecting it for quite some time, and saying that after this break of this middle band of this channel, I'm bearish on this one. And on the monthly, I think what will happen once we reach this zone, it will remove this, right? That's the target. On the daily, yes, we can see another zone removed. So if it makes pullback, which I don't think we're going to happen, but if it makes the pullback, then drop into this daily zone and 4 hour zone, which is as well the bottom of this channel, right? So it's all pointing that the Aussie still needs to get it in here, right? So we can see that same pattern on the most of the charts, that basically many currencies are reaching slowly into the monthly zones, right? Weekly zones. So the euro, Japanese yen, Pound is very close. This is NZD, still room to get there, right? So still room for the drop to this oversold, or I don't want to say oversold, so to the bottom of the channels, to the zones, right? So Kiwi definitely has a room as well to drop, right? So any pullbacks will be perfect for the shorting. Still room to drop here. Okay, so next one. Okay, next one is a USD CAD, and here on the monthly we still have a room to reach this monthly zone, right? So I'm thinking that it still can go higher, which will remove this weekly zone, and we will reach this top of this channel. So I think USD CAD still can make this. However, I actually caught for the short in here and I took the trade. It was in the profit for 2 days, and then boom, this massive candle, right? So I took some losses and I'm still holding some small positions. It's not even 1% in the loss, right? So I will see how the price will react in here, because we can see that there was this zone removed, and I'm expecting the pullback. So if that happens, I will probably close the positions here. If it will still go higher, I will close them manually. That's the part of the game. Sometimes we simply not exactly right. And here is the USD JPY. So we have this monthly zone removed the previous month, and now this month was ranging, and now the price started to drop from this weekly zone, right? So what I'm thinking here, we will see pullback to this weekly, right? And we had actually the perfect call for the trade in here, and here was the entry, and it dropped massively, right? This doesn't happen every day, every month, but this was simply a couple of good trades we took. So we're getting over the trend line. Most likely we will reach this daily zone 111.93. So that's for the Forex. Let's go check to the crypto, and we will start with the BTC. As everyone is calling, it's crashing. Okay, anyway, I don't think it's not any crash, right? Okay, it looks right, you know, prices dropping. It's a crash. It's not any crash, because if you look to the performance, we can see that the Bitcoin it has made 200% in the year, right? So in the last 3 months, 13% still in profit. This month we dropped 8%. It's not any tragedy, you know. I mean, if you have asset which is performing in such big numbers, this is the normal. This is not any crash. Crash would be 80%, 50%, but this is not crash. This is healthy pullback. And we will start on the weekly, because here is something important what I want to say, right? So what we have seen here in the past, we can see that the price has made oh, I took a little bit bigger one. So we can see that in the past the price has made this high, then it pulled back down into this weekly zone, right? Here it started to move again, and now we are making the pullback where probably to this weekly zone. So as well, here is a couple conferences which I want to show you. You can see here we have the accumulation, then we have 3 strong candles, you know, some retrace, some consolidation, pullback, right? Then we have again consolidation, move higher, right? Look here, consolidation, 3-week strong consolidation, and then probably the pullback. Yes, it's gonna be it could be until the 47k. If we look to the daily, where we can see much clearer what's going on, let me just take us there. So it is here, and I actually made I have adjusted my channels, and let me zoom it, and it will be more clear for us to understand. So what is the important in here is, if we drawing the channel, we need to know where is actually the middle band, upper band, right? So we have the upper band in here. Then we simply draw the opposite line, right, which is here. And so as you can see, we still have room to touch this channel again before we start to go higher, right? What's the big mistake of the and actually I had this channel like that as well, is that I basically draw it like this, and then I draw the opposing line in here, right? So it was actually incorrect. So what we need to see now, and it's actually confirming my thesis about this channel, is that if you draw this middle band, look how this line is respected in here. Look, break, retest, 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 retest. So what basically happened here is that when this channel was defined by these three tops, then the price dropped lower, it went below to the lower band of the channel, it went higher, retested this middle band, and now we are probably going to test this. That's very possible that it's gonna happen, and that we will go there. So what I'm doing right now is I will be waiting for this weekly zone to be reached. It's very possible it's gonna happen. So what I'm gonna do? Am I gonna sell my bitcoins right now to buy them cheaper in here? Well, okay, it could be nice because I can save like when is 10k, so I could sell my bitcoins here, and I could make a I could buy them cheaper here, you know. It would be 20k difference when I'm calculating with 2 bitcoins, but I'm not gonna do that. I simply hold it, and I will probably take some money from the Forex, and I will add more to the Bitcoin, because this would be I think here where we're going. And if we go to my Glassnode studio, we will see interesting numbers here, right? So what we need to see is that let's go up here, and we still see that the bitcoins are leaving exchanges, which is always leading to the price growth. Now this is important. Number of addresses with bitcoin balance above 1k, we can see it's growing. So what that means? That means that they are buying. Since the price started to drop, these bigger balances, these bigger wallets are buying. It's of course not me or you, it's probably someone bigger. Balances with the 100 above the 100 bitcoins growing since the price is dropping, right? That's how the big players are trading. When the price goes down, they buying, right? That's a good sign. Now here is the percentage of the supply in the profit or loss. So we can see basically that a lot of bitcoins, probably those who've been bought on here on the top or maybe here, they are right now in the loss. That's great, because what we need to see is that many people are in the loss. That's what start to make a big trend, right? So when the people are in the loss, the trend is very, very big. So currently we probably need to go lower. More people need to be in the loss. Here as well, this one is very important chart for me. It's the realized loss. So that means that basically it's watching how many people are currently losing money, and we can see that it's actually quite big now, right? So as the price is dropping lower, the people are closing the loss. That's perfect, because of course I don't wish anyone to lose money, but if we look at it like this, we can see always when the many people lose money on the biggest pain, market reverse and it start to move higher, right? Now is the question, is this enough, or we need to go much deeper to make more people lose? Let's look at it a little bit closer, and this is bigger time frame, and if we draw a line like this, we can see that we are now currently like above the average, right? But I think we might need to see, look, we are actually in the same loss like we've been here where this trend started. So question is, if we need to lose more, probably yes, because the total market cap is bigger than it was here, right? Or here even, right? The market is now 2 times, 3 times bigger. So we probably need to get a little bit more pain to the markets, which will be probably somewhere lower in here, right? So that's for the Bitcoin. Now let's look to the let's look as well for the Bitcoin dominance. That's the chart which is actually calculating the market share of the Bitcoin and other altcoins, and we can see it's been in the downtrend for some time, and it found its bottom, and we had to break through this trend line, and now, you know, it's somehow ranging. But I'm thinking that we need to see simply maybe the drop even lower. That's what is giving me the confluence of that drop on the Bitcoin, which could go lower. And then once it breaks through this trend line and it starts to grow, I think the Bitcoin trend will come up. That's the question when it can happen, because probably it can happen maybe on the next year. Yes, now you might thinking, you know, the Bitcoin trend is always until the end of the year, then it's reverse. But think about it like that, that the market is now different. We have as well the big players, and big players will simply be closing the positions before the end of the year, and they will start on the new year as well, because they will have a new fresh money for the risk. Now this is a total market cap of the crypto. We can see it has made new high and now it's dropping, and again I think we will see this pullback, you know, and then continuation higher. So that's a big potential, and that's what I'm thinking it's going to have to happen. And now let's look to the Ethereum. Very similar thing, right? Again, and people calling it's crashing, it's crashing. Look, it's the performance of the Ethereum. Yes, it dropped a lot, but it's minus 2% in the month. It's not any crash. It's minus 5% in a week. Look, in the last 6 months, 54%. In the last 1 year, 677%, right? And people calling that this is a crash. It's of course not crash. Yes, it's crashing for you if you enter it here. Then you know that then it's painful, and I must say this is painful for me as well, because if the Ethereum dropped from the 4,800 to the 400, you know, I mean it's 8k decrease of my portfolio value. So here what I'm as well thinking, we going back to this weekly demand zone and bottom of this channel. Here maybe something can start again. Why? Let's see. And this is the Solana, very similar. If we look at it this way, we can see here is the weekly demand zone where started this trend which goes to the new all-time high. Now we have this supply demand zone being removed, which created this new supply zone. So I'm thinking maybe we will see something like this, you know. Then the market will be here, people will be selling here because it's creating new lows, you know. It's gonna be tragedy, and then boom, you know, once no one will expect it, it will fire up. Okay, my friends, that's what I'm looking for in the next week. Don't forget to follow me on the TradingView, because really there is a lot of analysis which I publish before they happen. This is, for example, that dollar index. Here is this USD JPY. You can see how nicely it worked, you know. Here is the USD franc, you know, perfect as well. You can see how this pullback, you know, and then boom down. Amazing trade. Now here is a euro. Again, everything nicely posted, explain it, and yeah. Okay, I wish you